Peace and blessings, y'all. It is a beautiful morning, a glorious day. It is day 7 of the fast. I made it. All glory be to God. I couldn't have done it without Him supernaturally sustaining me. And yeah, I feel great. It's been a wonderful fast. God didn't have me suffer too much. And it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go. But I can see clearly that God had a purpose for me doing it. And, you know, a lot of times too with fasts, there are long-term ramifications of it that you don't see in the immediate future. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's much later that you realize certain things happen or certain things you prayed for, you start to see come to fruition. You know what I mean? So I want to encourage you guys, you know, if you feel like God is leading you to fast, calling you to fast, don't always expect. Sometimes it happens. Like sometimes I've seen just miraculous things happening during the fast. You know what I'm saying? But just because you don't see that every time, don't feel like the fast was for naught. You know what I mean? There's always, if you're doing it with an earnest heart, a pure heart, and pure intentions, God is going to use that. You know what I mean? Amen. So I didn't get to make videos every day and as frequently as I thought I was going to be. What I realized as I tried to chronicle this journey is it's very difficult. It's very difficult. I don't have like a cameraman following me around or a crew or anything like that to help me out with that. And I'm normally like a person that's kind of like, I like to be in the moment and I like to really, you know, just enjoy where I'm at. It's kind of artificial almost to just take out a camera and just start recording the moment sometimes, you know what I mean? So it was a little, it didn't go that way as I thought it would be as far as recording everything. And I also had all these plans and things that I thought I was going to be doing this week. And it's wild because God just one by one started removing all of them. And it was nothing of my own doing. It just, God just started taking these things away. And that's when I started really realizing that this fast was more of just kind of like a personal fast for me. God wanted to speak to me about certain things. And I realized that yesterday. So I wanted to share with you guys an experience I had yesterday. So this is yesterday morning. I woke up. It was pretty early. I think it was about 6:30. And the first thing I thought of doing was I'm going to go downstairs. That's where I go to pray and spend time with God. I was like, let me go downstairs to my studio. I'm going to pray. I'm going to read the word. I'm going to spend some time doing a devotional and then, you know, just spend time with God. And then after that, I was planning on working on some music. So those were my plans. And, you know, I'm getting ready to go downstairs. But then this thought pops into my head about, oh, you know, I put up a few posts on Instagram yesterday. Let me just open up Instagram and see how that, you know, the posts are doing, respond to a few messages, whatever, right? So that thought entered, but then this is a familiar trap that has entangled me, you know, many a morning, you know what I mean? And I immediately just cut it off. I was like, nah, you know what? I'm not gonna do that right now. I refuse to open up Instagram. I'm gonna go downstairs and just get in my pure time with the Lord, because that's what happens, you know, like so many times, like I'll open it up and just, you know, it could be Instagram, it could be emails, it could be text messages, whatever, you know, but I get distracted with it. And even if it's only for a short time, your mind is already filled with other things now. You know, your mind is filled with, you know, what you watched or what someone said. And I've found that even if I do get my prayer time in afterwards, it's not the same. It's not the same. And, you know, it's not as pure. And I have a harder time connecting with God after that. So I recognized that, I discerned that, and I was like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna get my pure time in, right? So as soon as I make that decision, I'm getting ready to go downstairs, and then Matthew 6:17, the verse where Jesus says, when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, right? That verse just pops into my head. And I started realizing, oh, you know what? I haven't actually like showered in a couple days here. You know what I mean? So that verse popped in and I was like, oh man, like maybe I should like clean myself up, right? And then as soon as I decided in my mind and made a decision that I was going to wash up before I spent time with the Lord, something started happening in my stomach. I just got hit with this crazy just stomach gurgling and pain, and I was like, yo, what is going on here, And I had to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, it just came out of nowhere as soon as I had that thought. And what's crazy is, so, I don't want to get into too much gruesome detail, but I haven't used the bathroom since Monday, right? And this was Saturday. This was yesterday. So, and I had no desire to go to the bathroom all week, right? And then all of a sudden, I got to go to the bathroom. So I run to the bathroom, and, like I said, I don't want to get too into it, but, I was surprised at how much I had to go. You know what I mean? Like, it was pretty intense. And then as I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, I guess I really got to take a shower now, right? So it kind of sealed the deal. So boom, I finish up, I pop in the shower, and then, I'm showering. I'm just trying to, get it over with quick. And then again, I get another idea put into my head about, you know what, maybe I should fill up the bathtub and pray in the bathtub. Okay. So I'm just like, yo, like, all right, So I start filling up the bathtub. And what's crazy about this is this is how God works, right? This is how detailed he is. The day before, on Friday, I was actually, we had some stuff we had to do, and we had to go out the house. So I remember I ran upstairs and I flipped on the shower because I hadn't showered in a couple of days, like I said. So I turned on the shower because, I wanted to be nice and fresh and clean before I left the house. And my wife, she comes running in and she's just like, no, what are you doing? You know what I mean? And like, she turned off the shower, and she says that she was like cleaning the bathtub, and, I guess she put something on there and you can't run the water on it yet. So she flipped it off, and she was like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, so because of that incident, I did not take a shower. But also because of that incident, I knew that the bathtub was nice and clean, you know what I mean? So, because if the bathtub wasn't clean like that, I probably, when I got that thought about taking the bath, I probably would have been like, nah, the bathtub's not even clean, and, all these things. So it's just wild how, and had I taken the shower the day before, I probably wouldn't have had the thought about, man, I haven't showered in a couple of days, right? So it's like all these things are just, working together. So I fill up the bathtub. I lay down. And here's the other thing. It's been years since I took a bath, you know what I mean? So this is not like a regular, normal thing for me, right? So I fill up the bathtub. I'm laying there. I'm praying. I'm having all types of thoughts. Thoughts are racing. I'm praying. I'm getting revelations just about all types of things, about the world, about Christians, about my life, who I am as a father, as a husband, as a son, as a friend, as a leader, like all these things, right? God speaking to me about all these things. And then again, boom, out of nowhere, I get this idea put into my head about re-baptizing myself in the water, in the bath, right? Now, at this point, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, is that biblical? Is that okay for me to do? Am I allowed to baptize myself? I don't know these things, right? So I'm just like, I need to pray about this. But at this point, I realize that God is driving this thing. God has been putting ideas into my head. And then depending on my response, when I obey, I've been seeing that he's kind of been leading me, So I prayed about it, about what it meant. I started thinking about the first time I got baptized. This is back in like 2016. When I got baptized back then, it was about dying to my old self, dying to my old secular, materialistic worldview, and kind of being reborn into this new life that is centered around Christ, right? So I thought about this and I prayed about it, and what I felt like this was, I'm Christian now, but, as I was praying, God was talking to me a lot about, just complacency in Christianity and, also in my life. Some people think I go real hard and this and that, and, I that's in my heart and I want to, but, in all reality, I'm still very fleshly in a lot of things. I still, can go through droughts and long periods of time, and I lose my temper, and there's a lot you guys don't see, you know what I mean? And there's a lot that I need to repent of, and things that I can definitely be walking, more holy in, you know what I mean? So I felt like what this baptism was about was putting to death this old complacent Christian life, and then being reborn into this new life that is not just centered around Christ, but all about Christ. Just all in, pure, on fire, just nothing but Christ, you know what I mean? And that's what it was. So, I prayed about it. I felt right about it. And yeah, I went in the water and I came out. I felt new, I felt new. And it was an amazing experience. I'm gonna just call this experience the bath, you know what I mean? Because it just showed me that God will often, he gives and he leads, but your response is what determines what's going to happen next. Your response to those things, it's going to determine your progress. Like if you're disobedient and very rigid in your plans, that's how we get a lot of times. Even well-meaning Christians, we're very rigid in our thinking. We're very we have our own plans, and then sometimes God will be speaking to us, but we're so stuck in our plans. We're so focused on what we want to happen or what we want to do that we kind of miss that opportunity, right? And you might miss what God is leading you into, or you might delay where God is trying to take you, right? But if you respond in obedience, God's gonna keep taking you to that next step, and he's gonna be leading you, and he's gonna take you to that next step, ultimately into your destiny. You know what I mean? And that's really what I think Christians should be striving for and focusing on is, what is my destiny? What is God's will for my life? All right? But then you gotta look inside yourself and you gotta ask yourself, am I really living my life letting God lead me, or am I living my life according to my plans? You feel me? And this is just like a small little example, but I feel like God kind of took me through that experience just to show me, like, in the smallest ways, in the smallest details, and in just like these whispers in your mind, in your heart, God puts them there. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know sometimes when you feel a little something, or, when you're praying and you get an idea to do something, trust God, see what happens, respond in obedience, and let God lead you. Learn to lay down your plans, learn to follow, and just be teachable, be moldable. Like I said, at any point during this situation, I could have just been like, nah, you know what? I got a lot to do today. I'm gonna go, go do my prayer time. Or like, when I was taking the shower, I had already finished my shower. When I got the idea to do the bath, I could have been like, nah, that's dumb, like, I'm already clean. Like, what's the point of that, But I was open to it. I was always listening for God. And that's the thing. You always got to be open to the possibility, like, what if this is God, And no matter how silly it may seem, no matter how ridiculous it may seem, Now, at the same time, you got to be careful, because if you're not solid in the word, if you're not praying regularly and have a regular prayer life where you have that constant communication with God, you can easily be deceived. There's many deceiving spirits out there, So that's number one. That's the foundation. You got to make sure you're in the word. You got to make sure that you're prayed up. And that's kind of what's going to armor you up. That's why Ephesians 6 talks about the armor of God, You got to be strong in those things so that you can, so you can withstand whatever the enemy has coming your way, you know what I mean? So, hey, listen, guys, I went on a lot longer than I thought I'd be. I just wanted to share that with you guys. It is day 7. I'm going to be breaking the fast in a few hours. I'm excited about it. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to eat first. Just a couple quick tips. When you do break a fast, you should generally break it nice and easy. Your inclination may be to just stuff yourself, but generally you should probably break it with some type of like vegetable, like lettuce, something like that, nice and clean. It's your system's just all cleaned out right now, so you want to break it with like water and lettuce and just ease into it. Maybe go into like some soup after that, and then just kind of let your body readjust, and then work your way back into into like solid foods and things like that. They generally say to take it easy for the first 24 hours, and then go into start working your way up into more solid foods. But to be honest, I usually don't have the patience for that, and my body is pretty good with this. So I'll probably have a little bit of salad, maybe a little bit of soup, and then I'll probably dig into something meaty later. You know what I mean? So hey guys, listen, I'm so thankful that you guys have been on this journey with me. I'm constantly hard on myself and criticize myself. I feel like I wish I was, kind of gave y'all more. But hey, this has been a lot of fun. It's been amazing for me. There's a lot more that God was showing me and kind of talking to me about, but I'm just writing that stuff down and trying to like sort through it. Maybe it'll come out later in future sessions. But listen, I love you guys. Be blessed. If you don't have a relationship with the Lord and you're listening to this right now and it's convicting you in some way, please seek a relationship with the Lord. There's nothing better. I've lived every type of life. I've seen a lot of things, and nothing has filled me with more peace, more joy, even in the midst of chaos, in the midst of a pandemic, in the midst of just all types of evil. I have joy every day. I wake up every day joyful, grateful, and just full of love, full of life. And that's all glory to God. You know what I mean? So, hey, I love you guys, and I'm going to see you guys soon, all right? Peace. Make sure y'all follow me here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. And just keep riding with me. You know what I mean? I appreciate all you guys, all right? One love.